guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host sellssi, and today we're going to talk about the Ghana Black Stars players, the possible squad that will be named by Coach Chris HUGHTON. In a couple of weeks time, Ghana will take on Central African Republic in the final group game for the Afcon Qualifiers. Remember, Ghana have still not qualified yet. A draw would be enough. Central African Republic, if they beat Ghana, will also qualify. So it's all to play for in that game, and it's fair to say it's going to be a clash that will decide a lot in qualification to the African Cup of Nations. I brought you the goalkeepers, top three for me, and two other outstanding ones I think should be included. It's now time to look at the defenders, a hefty list to look at today. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. We'll jump right into it, and first start off from first player on my list will be Mohamed Salisu. Completed a move recently to AS Monaco from Southampton, who are relegated into the championship. Salisu, many people have called this a transfer, a downgrade, but in terms of top flight football, he will be playing at the pinnacle in France. He could not have played in the championship. Many thought that was a tad below him for his talent. France side Monaco have gotten a good deal for Salisu here. At the World Cup, he showed us what he was capable of, and we all appreciated his quality in the team. Not a great World Cup in the end, but his quality for Ghana Black Stars has been evident, and I think he should continue in the call-up. He missed out the last time because of injury. That even kept him out of games for Southampton, getting to the tail end of last season, and probably contributed to their decline and demise into the championship. Salisu will be a great addition into the national team, and I think HUGHTON will be giving him a call-up. Tariq Lamptey at right back missed out on Ghana's last outing in the African Cup of Nations qualifier. He missed out on the recent one versus Madagascar. Unfortunate, even in the off-season he was injured and he missed out on that game. Thankfully, he is back in action for Brighton and Hove Albion, and they will be happy to have him. So will be Ghana and Chris HUGHTON, who would have missed his services in that Madagascar game. It was great to have him change nationalities to play for Ghana, despite having some struggles in integrating himself into the national team and being regular. I think Tariq Lamptey is also a great addition. Centre back pairing for Salisu will be Daniel Amate for me. I think Amate has proven himself to be a great defender. Having his poor times last season with Leicester City, it's clear to say that his move to Besiktas would do him a world of good. Getting a debut goal was the best start he could possibly have asked for. Besiktas in that Conference League qualifier game, he got onto the score sheet with that header. Amate has not been the strongest in that centre-back position, but he is one of the experienced heads in that defense, and I think Chris HUGHTON would rely on that and see to it that he does get a call-up into the national team. Great start to life in Turkey. We wish him all the very best. Alexander Djiku as well also made a move into Fenerbahce in Turkey. Ghana's two centre-back pairings all playing their trade in Turkey. Djiku unfortunately ended things with Strasbourg in France to make way for Fenerbahce. A great defender since switching nationalities to play for Ghana. He was at the World Cup, has been stalwart in that defense, especially in that game versus Nigeria in the qualifiers. Djiku should continue here for me. Left back, I would go with Gideon Mensah. He recently returned from injury that kept him out of the Madagascar game, a game in which we were not playing with our best of defenses. Gideon Mensah came into the country to have a training session, but unfortunately he did not and could not play the game because he had an injury which he needed to recover from. Back in training recently, I think he should be fit enough to play for Ghana for this one here. Dennis Odoi at right back as well, also known as the Professor. Also another experienced head in there. In his debut game for Ghana, he showed why he was selected at the time by coach Otuado for that game versus the Nigerian Super Eagles. He has been great since joining Ghana. Madagascar game that we played in the Cape Coast Sports Stadium was a highlight of how great he has been and how great he has been in that right back position. Tariq Lamptey will give him a run for his money, but for now he has sort of laid down a marker in that position. Patrick Pfeiffer, since switching nationalities, we've not gotten a solid understanding as to why he has not yet been called up or giving his debut call up into the national team. I would think that he is more than deserving of a place here for this final group game versus Central African Republic. An all-important must-win game. I would have thought when we were losing most of our defenders in that Madagascar game that we played in June, Pfeiffer would have been included here, but he was not. To my surprise, actually, I thought he would be in here, but it was not the case. Coach Chris HUGHTON is still feeling his squad. Fourth game in charge. Could it be four-time lucky for Patrick Pfeiffer, for Chris HUGHTON calling him up? We'll find out, but I think he also deserves to be in there as well. Ali Dusaid at right back as well. Recently got an assist for his club side in their latest opening game of the French Liga season. He is also with Gregin Che in the same team for Clermont-Foot. He is someone who has impressed, especially in Qatar 2022. He increased his stock and he has been amazing since joining Ghana. He's shown he's no pushover and he will take some beating in that right back position, especially looking at the players there, Dennis Odoi and Tariq Lamptey. Stefan Ambrosius, another one who unfortunately got injured in the lead up to the World Cup. Switched nationalities to play for Ghana, but injury did not allow him. Understandable. But since then, he has not been able to command a starting berth or a call up into the national team. I think this should be the time for him to get in there and make a claim to that center back position. Joseph Edu, another one I think that Coach Chris HUGHTON would want to be in here. One of the experienced players in that position could be called up for Coach Chris HUGHTON, and hopefully he does make it count. Edu has had his time, went to Qatar 2022, did not get playing time though he was there with the team. I think that Joseph Edu should make the cut here. Abdul Momen, another one who has never got the chance to play for Ghana, called up several times but never given the opportunity to play, and that has become a feature for most Black Stars coaches, and that's what happens when you chop and change coaches frequently, and it has not helped a player like Abdul Momen, who obviously is quite talented, just hasn't gotten the platform to exhibit those talents. However, I feel that he's also another one who could and should be given a chance. Godfred Frimpong, Godfred Ayensu Owusu Frimpong, Dutch-born Ghanaian. He plays his club football in Portugal. He is a left back, and looking at our options in left back, I think this guy would be a great shout in there. A debut call-up, not a game probably to have his debut in, but I think he's also someone worth looking at and looking into for this position of defenders for the Ghana national team. I missed out on a couple of names, including Kingsley Schindler and Patrick Bozo. Probably an outside chance of them getting into the national team here. They did not impress me enough to maintain their call-ups. They had their chances, did not impress enough. Probably Chris would want to see more of them. But in my possible squad for the games, I don't think these guys would make the cut. But let me know what you think in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.